Hello, welcome back to my car cave. I've got another GP Replicas Ferrari. This time I have the F186-B. This is the 1986 Ferrari, driven by Michele Alboreto to second place in the Austrian GP. It's typical limited of 1 out of 500. I have the sister car as well, S.Johansson. We'll look at that one as well. And inside, it's typical GP replicas. Now they're coming with this certificate of authenticity. It's on their website about this. I don't know if they're having problems with fakes or what. I've said it before. It's kind of unnecessary. It doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't even have a hologram sticker on it. But they feel compelled to put that in there. Also, you get the decals. So this car has some marble decals for the driver and a little bit on the car. I'll apply those later. And then you get this cloth cover, which is typical of resin models. Again, it's not wrapped up around the car during shipping, so I don't understand the point because what are you doing with it afterwards? But needless to say, it's in there. And then you have the car itself, which comes with the acrylic cover and these straps on here. So we'll go ahead and get the car out and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so as you can see, I've got both cars from the 86 season. You may ask why. I do actually like the car. I think it's an aesthetically very pleasing car. For some reason, gets thumbed as kind of piggish and fat relative to other cars on the grid at the time. But I really like this air scoop. I don't know, that triangular shape to it, the way it encompasses the driver. Just it's a very fluid, nice, simple design. So it's one of the more attractive 80s Ferraris, in my opinion. Obviously, 89 is near the top of my all-time Ferraris. But anyways, so I did pick up both. Alboreto was my favorite driver at the time, so that's kind of why I got his car, and picked up Johansson just because sometimes when you're collecting as much as I do, I try to vary the drivers. I've often said I choose the better driver for the season, unless it's my personal favorite driver, which Alboreto kind of fits into that category. Um, However, I do like, this one's got number 28. It's got the yellow second driver markings, which is kind of nice. However, for my 87 and 88 cars, I have the Gerhard Berger, which will have the yellow because he was the secondary driver. But I got those because Berger won in 88 and 87. That has a slightly different air intake here. So I just kind of have to decide, do I want another 28 car or do I want to have one last 27 car in the group? This is also the model that broke, the wing that broke. I had mentioned in another video that I had multiple cars that arrived to me with a broken wing. So this is the second one. So I glued this back together. The end place, you can kind of see the white from my uh, resin from my gluing. The end plate came off and the whole thing was removed. And surprisingly, GP Replicas did not have a styrofoam casing around it, which they typically do. I thought it was an error, but then when I opened up the Alboreto one just now, I realized that no, it just came that way, and it's kind of flimsy. So, anyways, I got it back together. There's a lot of glue where this connects to the gearbox. So this actually, the rear wing should line up with the rear diffuser. It does not on mine. This sticks out a little bit. If you look at the Alboreto one, lines up perfectly. But other than that, I got it pretty level. So I'm kind of, I'm pretty happy with getting that one back together. Anyways, I put the decals on this one, have not on the Alboreto. As you can see, it's typical GP replicas, limited edition out of 500. This one happens to be number 35, which is pretty low. But then I saw this one, and this one's number 15. So that's extremely low. So it's kind of cool to have one of the early ones. I guess it would be cooler if it's 27. What I do like about this one is this unique helmet that Alboreto was running. He was running a Jeb's helmet. Most people were running Bell's, and Johansson had it looks like a Shoei helmet. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but anyways, they both had kind of a unique design. It's different than the typical stuff from that period or most years. So it kind of has like a visor element to it, or what, like a baseball cap hat lid front to it. So anyways, I kind of, it's part of the reason I wanted to get this one, just because this helmet is so different for this particular season. So I may go ahead and keep that, just on the count of the helmet. Although I do like Johansson's helmet, possibly even better. just like the design. It's kind of neat. It's different. He also, like I said, his helmet being a showy helmet, has a slightly different look to it. Looks more like the motorcycle helmet, GP replica, or sorry, GP helmets from that period. Sorry, I just hit the camera there. My apologies. But overall, again, typical GP replica model, good high quality gloss paint, good finish. One of the things, typical carbon fiber decals, looking great here. Seat belts probably a little thick for 118 scale, but what I did notice this time around, I kind of mentioned on a previous video that the rivets on some of the 118s appeared to be more appropriate for 112 scale. But that said, these are tiny, man. These are definitely like 118 scale type rivets relative to, say, the 1985 model. And I'll throw a picture up here. But those things are huge and they look appropriate for 112 and look like the ones on my 112. And some of the modern Ferrari GP replicas from Schumacher, those also look too big. They look like the same ones on the 112, but this definitely looks like the 118. And so I checked on the 87 and 88. It's also this very tiny rivet. So they have that ability to do it. Even though my previous video I said there's no way. So I just it's depends on the model. Not sure what reasons. You also get some good photo etching here. This metal part back here is like a heat shield that covers the exhaust outlet, and that would go out the rear diffuser here. So anyways, typical some more photo etching there. Just typical GP replicas. I just wanted to show you the model. I don't have a lot of race knowledge. I didn't have cable at this point. I was still reading about F1 and road and track and looking at photos. I think it was 88 before I got cable, or my family got cable. So, I knew of the races and stuff like that, but I don't have like firsthand knowledge of watching them. This is a step backwards for Ferrari in 1985. They finished second at the championship in 1985. Sorry, this is 86. In 86, man, this car retired like 15 times between the two drivers. They finished fourth in the championship overall. It's not, this is the one race they did well. They finished second, third. But yeah, it was not a car that is going to go down in Ferrari history as something that performed very well. So, anyways, but it is kind of funny. I joke about their retiring 15 times, but when you look at the overall race finishing um, results on Wikipedia, you'll notice like it's just a sea of purple retirements. So cars just retired all the time back then. It was, yeah, it's not like today where the cars finish seems like 99% of the time outside of an accident. It's pretty much just they're solid mechanically. So different era. So, anyways, just wanted to share these cars with you. Like I said, I've got to decide which one I want to keep. Maybe I'll keep both, I guess. But, anyways, that's the 86 Ferrari from GP Replicas. And if you like the video, hit like, hit subscribe. I'll have some more soon.